Yellow Productions presents 10 Things That Japan and Switzerland Have in Common. I'm Chris, this is Topher. This is part of our series on Switzerland, and as we're finishing up our week here in Switzerland, we had some observations about things that make Switzerland and Japan similar. And for those of you who watch my videos a lot, you'll know I have a lot of videos on Japan, and there's actually a lot in common between Japan and Switzerland. 10 things we're going to talk about in this video. So, here we go. Number 1, Switzerland and Japan are both very clean. Zurich, the main city, it's not the capital city, but it's the biggest city in Switzerland, is immaculately clean. There's almost no garbage anywhere. There's very little graffiti. Stores are clean. Bathrooms are clean. Supermarkets are clean. The whole country is just a clean country. And I like clean, so that's something that I like in Switzerland. And by the way, before I get on to number 2, I should tell you where I'm shooting this video. This video is in Switzerland. Right behind me, this is the town of Wingen. And if it's really bright, that's because this up here is actually snow. It's the end of May and there is still snow here. So number 2 thing that Switzerland has in common with Japan is both countries have good trains and the trains run on time. Switzerland, in fact, is only second to Japan in train travel. They have an amazing train network. They have cable cars, they have funiculars, and a lot of those things are all part of the public transportation system. Switzerland has the same concept as Japan of being able to get a rail pass. You can get the Swiss rail pass and travel all across the country and just show your rail pass. So if you are coming to Switzerland, definitely take the trains because they are very good here. The third thing that Switzerland has in common with Japan is train stations and shopping streets. Because train travel is so popular here in Switzerland, their train stations are also very good. And the train stations become hubs of shopping and restaurants, places to eat, things to do. And so the major train stations here, like in Zurich and in Bern, are almost mini metropolises to themselves. Japan's the same way. You can spend almost all day in a Japanese train station. But also related to the train stations, similar to Japan and Switzerland, the main shopping street in every town in Switzerland is basically the street that is in front of the train station. You go out of the Zurich train station, and that's going to be the major street that has all the shops. You go out of the major street in Bern, and that's going to be all the shops. And so you can just show up at a main train station in Switzerland, walk around, and there will also always be a tourist information booth. Japan always has TIs, so does Switzerland. Okay, the third thing that Switzerland has in common with Japan is promptness in general. The Swiss are very timely. The trains always run on time. Shows always start on time. If you have a dinner reservation, you better be on time. If you are 15 minutes late, you better forget that you even had that dinner reservation. So make sure you have a watch and it's set to the appropriate time because time is important in Switzerland. The fifth thing that Switzerland has in common with Japan is the store clerks are generally polite and efficient. When you go into a store, the store clerks generally greet you. They'll ask you if you need any help. Waiters and waitresses will do the same thing. You know, some parts of Europe, France in particular, I often feel like I'm left to fend for myself in a restaurant. Like they don't really care about me. But not in Switzerland. They'll keep coming by. You ready? Do you need anything yet? You ready to order? And so that's nice. I like polite and efficientness. The sixth thing that Switzerland has in common with Japan is the honor system. And what I mean by honor system is they extend a lot of trust here in Switzerland. Actually, maybe a little bit more than Japan. In Japan, when you board a train, you have to go through some wickets before you get on the train. But in Switzerland, most trains just operate on the honor system. In fact, you board a train and 80% of the trains we rode in Switzerland, nobody checked our tickets. Here in the Alps, though, I think because there's a lot of tourists, they actually do check your tickets here. Also, stores. A lot of stores here will have racks of things outside the store, and they just trust that people aren't going to steal those things. In this town, Wingen, there's a supermarket called Co-op, and in front of the supermarket, they've got a bunch of plants and vegetables and things like that. The store is closed on Sunday, but those items remain outside, and they just trust that nobody steals them. In fact, there was one store we visited in a town called Gimmelwald, and it was called the Honor Shop. And it was an entirely unstaffed store. Nobody worked there. You just go in, and if there's something you want, you put some money in a box and you take it. Actually, in Gimmelwald, we found this Honor souvenir shop. There was an Honor window shop and an Honor cheese shop as well. The cheese shop, it was basically a refrigerator that had cheese and sausages with prices on it. You just take it out and put your money in the box, and away you go. Number 7 thing that Switzerland has in common with Japan is coins are worth a lot in Switzerland. They're also worth a lot in Japan. Whenever I'm in Japan, I end up with these, 500 yen coins. They have similar coins here, which I happen to have none of them in my pocket. But these are 2 franc coins, which are worth about $2 US. They have the 5 franc coins, which are worth about $5 US. So if you come to Switzerland, don't think that your money is all, your coins are all garbage. They're worth quite a lot. And Japan is the same way. You can actually get a meal with just a handful of coins here in Switzerland. Okay, the 8th thing that Switzerland has in common with Japan is drinking in public. It is okay and legal, in fact, to drink in public. You can go to a bar, you can get a drink, and you can take that drink and stand outside and drink it on the sidewalk. Or you can pick up a beer and sit on a step and drink your beer, sit in a park. It's perfectly fine and acceptable. Related to drinking is smoking. The Swiss, like the Japanese, smoke a lot. That was actually the first thing I noticed when I came to Switzerland getting out of the Zurich airport was the smell of smoke. And let me tell you, someone coming from California where smoking is almost extinct takes a little getting used to the smoke again. And you'll also find cigarette vending machines scattered throughout Switzerland. There's a lot of smokers. The 9th thing that Switzerland has in common with Japan is cars don't honk. Yes, you heard me right. Cars here, they basically don't honk. I think they consider it rude. And in this town, Wingen, it's a car-free, or there's these like pedestrian streets. Some cars still drive on it. We saw a car following somebody, and this person was walking like really, really slow. And the car was following them really, really slow. But the car was not going to honk at them. The car was just going to wait until they noticed that they were there, and then pass them. So in Switzerland cities, you rarely hear horns honk. 10th thing, final thing that Switzerland has in common with Japan is cars stop for pedestrians here, like in crosswalks. If you are in a crosswalk, cars will stop very quickly for you. In a lot of countries, it seems like when you're in a crosswalk, they're actually going to speed up to see if they can get around you or just like graze you lightly. In Italy, there's this whole game that people play to say you can't look at the cars before you go in the crosswalk, because if you do look at the cars, then they'll know you see them and they'll speed up, and you have to like not look in Italy. But in Switzerland, if you just appear to be going into a crosswalk, cars will actually politely stop for you, because I think there's a lot of pedestrianism here. A lot of people walk places. Car drivers walk places themselves, and so that is important to them. All right, well, that's it. Those are the 10 things that Switzerland has in common with Japan. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up below. Topher, thanks you, Dunkashane, for watching, and you might consider following us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Links in the description below. You might consider subscribing if you're not already a subscriber to see new videos every weekend, or you might enjoy watching some of our other videos on Switzerland. Click over here to watch some of them, or find some of those links in the description below. And for those of you who are regular subscribers, this is kind of a new format for me. Things that one country has in common with another. Let me know in the comments below if you liked it, or let me know in the comments below if you didn't. All right, well, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.